is such a useful tool to get right for your brand. The human eye can see 7 million colours, but there are only 11 main colours: blue, black, red, pink, white, brown, orange, purple, green, yellow and grey. The human brain can process entire images that the eye sees for as little as 13 milliseconds. After the image comes and hits your retina in your eye, the information flows into your brain, where the information such as shape, colour and orientation is processed. And this all happens within 13 milliseconds. So colour is one of the first pieces of information that we see. And once we see it, we have a reaction to it. People make up their minds within 90 seconds of their initial interactions with other people or with products, and colour is a huge factor in this. It's 62 to 90% of their reaction, of what they think, making up their mind. 84% of communication is expected to be visual by next year, if it isn't already. So considering your brand colours in your visuals will help you to keep one step ahead. Colours create an emotional response in us without us really thinking about why. Some of that response is an association to something that's happened to us, or a lot of it is down to the way that colour makes us feel because of meaning and symbolism perhaps, or maybe just because of the emotional reaction that colour or those colours together create for us. Some of our perception around colour comes from our natural survival instinct. We have a fight or flight response if we don't like it. So for example, we won't eat red berries because that would be dangerous. So sometimes we think of red as a warning colour, or we see green bananas and we know that they're not ready yet. We also have cultural influences which trigger emotions. Christmas, for example, is seen as being red and green. So these colours together will create an emotional reaction depending on our feelings about Christmas. We don't all even have the same reaction to a colour. It's very possible that one person will think of one thing when they think of a colour and another person will think of something else. There may even be a reason for this. I wouldn't want to buy a red car, for example, because of an accident that happened with a red car when I was younger. So colours have different meanings in different contexts. The shapes, the geographical region, other colours and different shades of colour can also alter the meanings of the colours and create different feelings. There's a website that's really great for discovering what people think colours mean, attempting to quantify the association between colours and words. So go and check that out. But also men and women have different preferences when it comes to colour. So thinking about this when you're working on your brand is also really important. This doesn't mean that you only use the colours that men and women like best, but it's really useful information, especially if you are targeting one gender over the other. So we all like blue best. 57% of men like blue, 35% of women like blue, but 23% of women prefer purple, and I think it must be more than that because I know several women who really like purple. Purple is one of those colours, if you really like it, then you really like it, and I know a lot of people who love it. So purple, orange and brown are low on the list for colours for men, and orange is low on the list for women. Really useful information to help when you're targeting your business to a specific gender. This means that when selecting colours for your brand identity, it's important to think about the personality of your brand and select colours which support that as far as possible, rather than to spend too much time delving into the meanings of colours because they can be so varied between people. One way to do this is to determine which season is your business. So there's obviously spring, summer, autumn and winter. So choose colours which fit into that colour palette. And I'll do another video on that at a later date because there's quite a lot to say. Colour increases brand recognition by up to 80%. So when choosing your colours, you need to think about how you can make an impact with your colour scheme. Maybe having one colour being a standout colour, which is used for your logo or for important areas or buttons or for headings to help them really stand out and be eye-catching. Each colour should support the others and the palette should give an idea of your brand personality. It's also important to think about things like how much colour is used. If you use only one colour all the time, then that is going to be a bit understimulating. However, if you use too many colours, then your audience will be overstimulated, which is why designers often recommend to use 3 to 5 colours overall and not to use every colour of the rainbow, or to do so sparingly. Obviously, there are exceptions to this. Google, Guardian, eBay. I have clients of my own who manage to utilise many colours. It's totally doable. You just have to be really careful how you do it. This is also related to how many times your audience has been exposed to a colour. As the very first time that they see that colour will be the most intense reaction that they're going to have to that colour. So after repeatedly seeing the colours as part of your brand identity, it'll create a less intense reaction. But it's still crucial to help them know those colours as your colours and therefore help you to become memorable. Just like Cadbury is known for being purple, IKEA is known for blue and yellow, Virgin Media is known for being red. So some colours just don't work together, and that can be very jarring. It's important to get the colours right, and just like all areas of your brand, you need to make sure that they're working for you and help to create the very best impression. The colours that you choose will also look different alongside each other, so you have to think about how they work together. There is a study where somebody got 2 different squares of 49 colour swatches, and they were rearranged differently. So all the 49 colours in each square were the same colour blocks, same colour patches, think of it like a quilt, but they were arranged differently. So one, the colours looked sort of light on one side and sort of dark and shady on the other because of the way they were arranged. But the other square, all the colours were arranged much more randomly, and it looked much brighter, just so much better lit, not neutral and muted like the other one, and it looked really vibrant. So you should go and have a look at that, and then think about how you can choose the colours in your palette really wisely. So take your time, look at them in different lights and different arrangements, just like you would, you know, if you were painting a wall, you would paint the swatch on the wall and then you would look at it at various times during the day to see how it looks. Do that with your brand colours as well, to find the arrangements that make the palette that's easiest on the eye. And then once you have all of your colours, then you'll need to find out the colour codes for each shade. This is important because you need to make sure that you use exactly the same shade of colour each time you create something for your business. You can use various websites for this. You can upload a photograph or a colour swatch, or include a colour code that you might already have into somewhere like imagecolourpicker.com or colour-hex.com, where you can put in the colour code. And at a minimum, you're going to need the hex code and the CMYK code for each colour. The hex stands for hexadecimal, which is a 6-digit 3-byte number used to represent red, green and blue, and is for use on screen. And CMYK stands for cyan, magenta, yellow and key, which is black, and this is used for printing. You should always use the exact same shade each time, just like I just said, because it's so important. You don't want to forget that. It's really important. This helps your brand to stand out and be memorable through the colours that you use. If you like this video, then please subscribe and share it. I'd love to help more people out with their colour in their business. And let me know what colour you use in your brand and any questions that you might have about colour that I can answer in a future video.